Hi, this lesson is going to cover lesson 1 in our sex ed curriculum, which is the topic of life planning. I'm going to move this down and expand the screen here, and then we're going to start with the story you have on page 15 in your packet. Chris and Kim are high school students who have been going together ever since they met at the beginning of their freshman year. Now they are enrolled in the same health class and have started a unit of study on HIV, AIDS, STIs, and teen pregnancy prevention. Kim saw that tomorrow's lesson is on life plans and goals and decided to bring up the topic of future plans with Chris. Kim asked Chris if they would spend the rest of their lives together. Chris replied, "Sure, of course." But inside, Chris thought, who really knows for sure how life will turn out? I plan to complete high school, but then what? Will I go to college, or maybe a trade school, or maybe go into the military? I could even join some national or international volunteer program for a few years. I have no idea how a committed relationship or having a family fits into all of this. Kim, meanwhile, was delighted at Chris's response. Kim had all sorts of ideas about traveling to exotic places, owning a big house and a fancy car, and having lots of money and children. Great, Kim said. It looks like our future together will be perfect. So let's take a moment to respond to the preview questions. So, what are the facts? What are the things that we know? Compare and contrast Kim and Chris's approach to life planning. Who do you think will be more successful in achieving their life plans or goals? And if Chris and Kim stay together, what are some things that they will need to discuss? So take a moment to respond to those. And now I will share with you some possible answers. So you might want to pause it and then start playing again. So for number 1, some facts. We know that Chris and Kim are dating. We know that they are in a health class together. We know that Kim has dreams about her future, which includes Chris. And it seems as though Chris is very unsure about his future. For number 2, compare and contrast Kim and Chris's approach to life planning. Kim's approach, these are just possible answers. You guys can come up with your own. Kim she has the destination in mind. She's thinking long-term where she wants to be. She wants to have a lot of money. She wants kids, a house, a car, traveling. So again, destination, whereas Chris is thinking more about the journey. How will I get to my future? College, trade school, military, etc. For the third question, who do you think will be more successful? That's your opinion based on what you think. Do you think planning the journey is good? Do you think having those long-term dreams is better? And number 4, if they stay together, what are some things that they need to talk about? Some ideas here are, what are their future goals, both individually and together? What are their thoughts and beliefs regarding money? And how about children? Do they want to have children? How many? Those are some things that they should discuss. Now, if they plan to continue a long-term committed relationship. All right, moving on. So in this lesson, this is going to be a pretty quick lesson. I just want you to be thinking about some personal life goals that you have for yourself. And I want you to try to visualize yourself achieving your life plans and goals. What do you need to do to get there? Okay. So let me ask let's look at this quote. If you can see it, you can be it. So thinking back to our story, long term, Kim had some really big dreams, right? She has the house, the traveling, the children, that kind of thing. Can she visualize it? Can she see it? If so, studies show that if we visualize our future, visualize our plans, we're more likely to work towards that. So maybe Kim might be the one who is more successful reaching her plans. All right, I want you to take a few minutes to think about your future. So let's turn to page 16. Um, at the very top of the page, there's what we call a lifeline. So on the left side would be when you were born. So I'm looking at the very top of the page. And then what are some things, will mark your current age. And then what are some of your future plans? What are some things that you want to do? Some things that maybe you can see in your future. Some possible things might be finishing school, getting a job. Maybe it's even earlier, getting a first time job, maybe moving into a career later. What do you think your ideal career would be? Buying a house, is that somewhere on your lifeline? Moving away from home, going away to college, starting a family, graduating college, starting a business. These are some other ideas from previous courses. Graduate high school, graduate college, buy a house, go to the Olympics, become a millionaire, win an Emmy, start your own business, retire, travel around the world. So those are some ideas. Think about what is important to you in your life and mark those somewhere on the Lifeline activity. All right, and then below that, so if you need to pause, please do so. I want you to think about your personal best. What would your life be like at your personal best? We did something similar to this when we watched a video about improving our self-esteem. And I asked you to think about what your ideal person would be like and what are some things you need to stop doing and some things you need to start doing. So this is similar, but thinking about your goals too, those things that you wrote down at the top of the page. Mark the age on your timeline, your lifeline, where you think you will be your personal best with 2 stars, professionally, financially, socially, relationships. What age do you think that's going to happen at? All right, and then in the space below, write out some of the details. So what is your personal best going to be like? So again, I'm going to go back real quick. So professionally, financially, in relationships, a couple of sentences there. Describe what is your life going to be like. That's that first section where it says my personal best. Below that, what do you need to start doing right now to achieve your personal best? Go ahead and jot some ideas down. For example, if you really want to get into a good college, maybe you need to start focusing more on school. And then at the bottom of the page, what are some things you need to stop doing right now to achieve your personal best? So, are there things related to one of your goals that really aren't in alignment with your goals? For example, if one of my goals was about being healthy, but every weekend I pig out on junk food and I drink and use drugs, probably not helping me reach that goal, right? So I should probably stop doing that right now. All right, now I know some of these might seem kind of far-fetched and way down the road. It is, I understand. But this is a time in your life when your ability to control your own future is on the increase. You're starting to make more of your own decisions, and parents hopefully are letting you start to make some of your own decisions. For example, planning your own education and your future. Planning for your own sexual health must be part of your new responsibilities. And here's why. We're actually going to come back to this, circle back to this at the very end of our sex ed unit, because I want you to think real quick about some of those things you wrote at the top of your lifeline. Okay, think about some of those things. Now, think about being accused of sexual assault. Would that interrupt any of your plans? How about being faced with an unplanned pregnancy? Would that interfere with any of those plans? How about being diagnosed with an STD that doesn't have a cure? Would that interfere with any of your plans? So that's why thinking about all of this stuff now is really important. Excuse me, in order to get you to where you want to be down the road. All right, let's wrap this up. True or false? Knowing your plans for the future may help you make safe and healthy decisions now. That is true. Number two, experiencing an unplanned pregnancy or becoming HIV infected will not have an impact on your overall plans and goals. That is false. I'm not saying you can't reach those plans or goals, but they will probably be impacted. Number three, there's no use in trying to plan your future since everything is beyond your control. That is false. You have a lot of control. And as we just mentioned, you're gaining more and more control. And four, visualizing yourself accomplishing a goal actually helps focus your brain on achieving that goal. And that is true. And that is something that many experts, professionals, professional athletes, professional actors actually do. They visualize themselves accomplishing their goals. And that actually triggers something in your brain, which helps you focus more on achieving those goals. So that is a great habit for you to start to get into. All right, I want you just to think, what's the most important or interesting thing you learned about today in this lesson? How positive are you that you can visualize your life plans and goals? Ask a parent or guardian or a trusted adult to review your goals with you. Have a discussion about it. And have that trusted adult tell you what plans and goals they have for your life. It would be a great discussion to have. And that concludes lesson 1.